your horror movie podcast.
Chop, chop, chop all day long. I love to chop, chop while I sing this song, 'cause it's chopping at the mall. It's chopping in this movie, no all. 'Cause I love to go chopping on Thanksgiving with ashes in my pizza.
Back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool. I've got my lunch packed up, my boots tight. I hope
I don't get into a fight.
Jesus Christ.
What an intro. I was not expecting that, but life comes at you fast. Here we go. I had no clue
else,
that
there's
was happening.
MasterCard.
Dude, all I kept singing in my head like the third or fourth time I watched this was that fucking Thanksgiving song, realizing there was no chopping in Chopping Mall.
Right?
Chop,
at all.
chop, chop all day long. I love to chop, chop while I sing this song.
What is up, everyone? What an intro that was right there.
All right, Justin, tell us why you picked this movie. Let's do this.
All right, so today, as Sean just sang to you guys, we are going shopping at the Chopping Mall. And this movie came out in 1986. I love 80s. 80s horror is my favorite thing. And I picked this movie because I saw this a long time ago. And it said Chopping Mall. And if you have a cover of like the thing, the movie, it shows like a 7-arm like holding a bag. So I thought this was a slasher movie, like some typical kids get slashed by some machete thing. So I watched this thinking it was a typical slasher and absolutely loved it because it's so much fun. It almost plays like a slasher, even though it's robots. So it's not like some crazy maniac slashing and actually chopping people, but it is a robot, but it's just the most 80s feel, over the top, out of control, such a fun ride. And I just wasn't even sure if you guys seen it or not. You guys can tell me, but I wanted to pick this just because it's so much fun. Waterboy, you seen this before? What's your initial thoughts?
At first, I thought I didn't see it before, but almost like within the first few minutes, I'm like, I know this is like an ancient memory, and I definitely have seen this in the past. But this movie was amazing. The 80s feel, the music, literally everything. I just love it. The little comedy, and they even put horror tropes in there. Everything's awesome about this movie. Love it. Thank you so much for making me watch this.
No problem. Sean, how about you?
Bro, this movie was so much fun, and it was so fucking 80s oriented, bro. I almost got up and started jazzercising. I loved it. I loved it. I told these guys before we hit record, I watched this maybe 4 or 5 times since last night. I can't get enough of it. It's 80s, it's cheese, it's in a fucking mall. Bro, take me back to these times. Take me back, please.
As Waterboy was saying,
FYI, guys, this mall is still operational.
100%.
And it is a fully operational mall. If I'm ever in, it was California, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can see that.
I need to go to that. I saw that, and there's been a bunch of different movies filmed at this mall, and I need to go there.
There's actually a postal beauty pageant going on there right now if you want to go hit it up.
Oh, wow, dude. I think we win that. No problem.
Oh, my God. Let's go.
Yeah, all our sashes, all the sashes just say get back in 8.
Some pulse humor in there for everyone.
You know who you are.
No. All right, should we jump right into this?
Let's fucking dive right into this, dude.
Do it.
First. All right, let's go from the 3rd to the 1st floor real fucking fast.
Here
boys.
we go. And before I even talk about this, I'm just gonna say real fast. This movie flies by. It is short. Yeah. It's not even a full 90 minutes. It's like an under
77 minutes of fucking excellent chaos.
This is under an hour and 20 minutes. And the pacing, especially for an 80s movie, before we get into this, I love 80s horror and slashes, but don't get me wrong. There's a lot of like bad like movies that take like 40 minutes and you're like, oh my God. And then it starts and it's awesome. This movie right away has all the great 80s feels because we're going to kick it off right away when you start and we see a thief breaking into a mall, and he's stealing some diamonds, and we end up seeing that there is a presentation going on by a security team, and they're showing a video to all the people at the mall, and we see a robot, shoot this guy with a sleep dart, and these people are saying, oh, these are the protectors. They have sleep darts, they have lasers, the people are kind of freaking out, like, well, why? How are they going to protect us for this? Like, is that really necessary? Like, how's it going to know if it's a thief or it's a person? Don't worry, it can read the ID badge. Nothing will go wrong. And then, right, yes, John.
He looks pretty dead to me. Are you sure he's not dead?
Right, like, yeah, the people are like freaked out. Like, is this thing gonna kill people? He looks pretty dead to me. But yeah, that couple in the front just asking all the questions and making a wise joke. So you get humor right away in this movie. And then right after that, you just kick to like a 2-minute, like during the intro, awesome mall montage. It just, and I even wrote, like Sean said, like the 80s music and everything.
I literally have queued up awesome 80s intro music.
That's what I wrote. It's like 2 minutes of just showing mall and just following people around and seeing the 80s vibes with the most ridiculous 80s music ever. I'm hooked already.
Dude, and then the PowerPoint presentation of the word chopping mall just coming together.
Yep.
Incredible.
Love
opening
it.
Scene. And then right away,
100%.
100% Waterboy. And then we meet a quick introduction. We meet Allison and Susie, and they're waitresses, and they're waiting some big guy who keeps ordering a ton more food.
Hey waitress, more butter.
More butter. Like even right away, you know you're in for a ride with just like more butter. Like it's so over the top.
You know you're in 80s movies when every single fat guy, and I take full offense to this, just so everyone knows, but you see every single fat guy covered in food. Just covered.
He's got like
a homie eating it. Has got like fucking sauce and everything dripped all over his shirt. The fat guy behind the counter smoking a fucking Mob 100, bro. Just ashing it into people's pizza and then wiping the spatula across his chest. Like, what is going on right now? I could fry a fucking potato off this dude's chest if you turn the thermostat up a little bit. There's so much grease on it.
What a greasy scene. And then right away, it's just like, so you meet those two main characters and then boom, you see lightning. We got a storm right away. And lightning bolt right away.
How's lightning going to strike 3 times in a row?
3 times in a row.
In the same place. We're bringing back Jason Voorhees. Jason Voorhees does not take Manhattan. He takes the chopping mall.
They show, like you said, I think they forgot they did it the first 2 times because you see a lightning. You see the same scene like 3 times in a row to really nail home that point.
Like
and
hey,
Billy, 3rd time's a charm.
Right? So there's a control tower in the mall where the robots, the killbots, are kept. And of course, the lightning hits, so you see the thing short-circuiting. And you see a security guard is up there, and he's kind of like looking behind him. These robots are kind of making some beeping sounds and everything. And then, pretty sure, isn't this guy even reading like a dirty magazine too? Isn't he like reading like a Playboy or something?
Movies!
I literally wrote, it's dirty magazine day.
He's sitting there reading a dirty magazine, and this robot from behind him shoots him right in the neck and like kills him.
He
like,
gave him a throat job.
It slices his throat. And the sinister music they play right now, like it's so much fun. So we already got a death right away. This thing has already killed someone. We already get sinister music. And then boom, we're inside the store. We meet 3 guys. We got Ferdy. We got Mike. We got Greg. And these are the most typical 80s over-the-top guys. And they're planning a party in the store. We see that the mall is going to be closing a little bit. So they're having an after-hour party. We cut to a quick shift change now for the security guy. We're back in the control tower. All of a sudden, I guess the robots hid this guy's body because the guy's name was Marty and he is gone. The guy answers the phone. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Marty's gone. Like, I don't know what's going on. And then all of a sudden, the robot shoots him. I think, did this get him in the back of the neck, I think? Like, slice him in the...
Well,
it was something weird. I don't know, because it looked like it shot him in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, like, flinch or anything. He just, like, rubs it. And then it like takes him out.
Yeah, he rubs it and then he falls. So
hey, quick, I don't know if this is a fun fact or not, but this is just my observation. This shot right here took at least 4 tries. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because pre-shift change, when that first guy dies, that donut is in 4 pieces. When he comes in and eats the donut, there's nothing left. Unless those fucking machines are hungry, I'm pretty sure he had to eat the donut every time he did the shot.
Probably,
okay, dude. So before we move on to this next party scene, did you notice that you didn't notice that yourself? Like you were paying attention to the donut in this? You were.
Because the first time I watched this, the second he walked in there and was like, clean up the mess, I was like, eat the donut, you motherfucker.
Wow. I just know
that was the first thought that popped into my head. Just eat the donut.
I appreciate how your brain functions. That's actually awesome. So that's really, really cool.
I too love food.
Yeah. All right, so then we're going to this awesome. There's a lot to get to here. We got a party scene here. The girls are arriving. I mean, we got the girls we met earlier. Allison is there. Susie's there. We got Ferdy. We got Mike. We got Greg. We got Rick and Linda joining the fun. We got Leslie. They're all there. And then they're out there. They're starting the party. They're trying to pump Ferdy up there. They're trying to introduce him to Allison, tell him to go in there and introduce himself. You can tell he's a little bit of a nerd. He's very, very nervous with his words. As this has happened, we see protectors roll out, and you see all the robots flying. Autobots, let's go. They all roll out. They each get a floor. There is, as Sean said, 3 floors. So we got robot on each floor. Then we cut back to the party scene. They're drinking. They're having fun. And then this escalates real fast. I mean, I'm having a hard time even talking about this next scene with you two because I know you guys are very excited.
You're the king. You're the king.
I just gotta say, everybody's banging, and Allison and Ferdy are watching Attack of the Crab Monsters.
That's my notes. There's 8 people there, I believe, at the party. 6 of them are all having sex. Ferdy and Allison are literally watching a horror movie. They're watching Attack of the Crab Monsters. That was a fun fact I have. Movie inside a movie. That movie came out in 1957. Quick discussion, guys. Take it over.
Dude, when they're sitting there and like the couple leaves and she's like, I don't get them. The first thing that popped into my head was all they do is fucking fight. Because you could relay that as like fucking fight. Like that's all they do is fight. But if you word it a separate way, I really wish he would have said it that way.
Yeah,
instead
right.
It's like have sex and argue. Just say fucking fight, dude. But
How do
like,
you feel about the scene?
It's pretty nice. Their form was pretty amazing. You know.
All right.
Go get me some cigarettes, Justin.
Let's just not get carried away. Remember, we can do the purge at the end when guys can bleep out all your unnecessary things you can say when we hit the purge siren. Here we go. So after that incredible party scene, we cut to a janitor scene, and this janitor he is mopping, and all of a sudden, one of the robots roll up on him and knocks over his bucket. This guy gets absolutely pissed. He's like talking to this robot like it's another worker. It's like, come on, man. Like, what are you even doing? I'm just trying to work. The thing's asking him for his badge and everything. He's getting pissed at this thing. This thing shoots. What did it shoot him with? The electric, sleep
it was like the
electric
taser.
Barb tasered.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Instead of shooting him and subduing him, he just shoots it.
It just shoots the laser, and it like the thing, and it like misses. But then of course the guy's water bucket's tipped over, and he's mopping. So this poor dude gets electrocuted to death. And what a death it is! I mean, they show him this. What special effects? Like this laser is shooting all over him, electricity going, and he's shaking with the mop bucket. Incredible. And
he was trying out for the Up in Smoke tour.
Right? And then this robot just looks at him, and it literally says, "Thank you, have a nice day." It has a one-liner, and then it drives away. Like this movie wasn't incredible already. And then we cut right back to party scene, and Mike is sent to go get some cigarettes. I believe his girlfriend is Leslie. And she is just like, you got to get out there. You got to get me some cigarettes. And, flashes them a little bit, shows them a little like, come on. Like, let's there you go. Thank you.
Dude, can I just say, is this guy from like Willy Wonka, and is he Violet Beauregard because he's chewing that same fucking piece of gum the entire fucking movie?
I actually had in my notes, and I forgot to say it. I was like, the only thing Mike loves more than chopping mall is chewing bubblegum.
That is funny, too, because I never noticed stuff like that. But he chews it so obnoxiously through every single scene he's in. He's literally just like, yeah, okay, babe. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Like, so
they actually
ridiculous.
had him do that excessively, and he hated it. They had him do that excessively to make his character more unlikable.
Oh, he is such, like, he's like...
Oh, I did it.
I was so excited to see that when this guy gets killed, because he's like, oh, this character's expendable. Anyway, so he goes out there. He's at the... oh my God, what do you call it? Trying to get the cigarette
vending machine.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A vending machine, the cigarette vending machine. And all of a sudden the killbot rolls up to him, checks his badge, and he's trying to find his badge and everything. And this killbot just shoots a sleep dart at him. And then as he's falling down, it rips his throat out. Then Mike, as he's sitting down, he gets his throat cut. This thing shoots out and cuts his throat. And then we cut back and we see Leslie. She is going out still in her underwear looking for him. And if this is not the most 80s scene ever, I don't even have words to describe the scene. Leslie, all of a sudden, the killbot rolls up and chases her. she is screaming and running, and like you have to see that. Like just talking about this doesn't do this justice because the music that's playing in the background is so insane. And she's running, and then she runs back to the store, so everyone's like looking her at the store, and this thing shoots a blue laser and explodes her head, like
It's
right
Star
in front
Wars,
of
dude.
everyone. It's like pew! Just her head explodes right in front of everyone, and then like the chaos that ensues. This robot blasts through the glass. It is shooting blue and pink lasers everywhere. I mean, these people are jumping over couches. It is like blowing up lamps. It is absolute chaos. They're running. They're trying to pick up a phone as this thing's shooting. Of course, the phones are dead. They run out back, and all of a sudden they hear the doors sealed. So, what's that? Like, oh, that's the sound of us getting locked in. They lock up the door. They don't know what the heck they're gonna do right now. So the girls, they jump into the vent. This killbots eventually bust down the doors. The guys run. They're like, oh my God, we got to go to a sporting goods store. And we'll discuss after this. But these guys, they walk in there. They're getting guns. The three of these guys walked out all strapped. They got guns. They got a propane tank. I swear to God, it's in like half slow motion. They look like Rambo. Just the epic music is playing. Just what do you guys even think about that? Like, take it away.
You can definitely tell it's the 80s with all those guns just readily available with the ammo right there in the fucking mall.
What? How are you going to get an automatic weapon, a shotgun, and then a revolver in a mall?
And just walk out with a propane tank with all
It's just insane. Yeah. All from a sporting goods store. Wow. That's just, and it was so easily accessible too. Like, did they break the doors to get in? Did they throw anything through it? Did they just walk in?
They just walked in. Yeah. It was like, no, there was no struggle.
It was on like the same shelf as like you buy your hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Like it walked in and grabbed it and they were like, hey, here's your ammo. Nothing's locked up, guys. Free for all. Let's load it up. And then the chick's going through the vents. The girlfriend loses her mind. Like I could understand if you get claustrophobic and you're like, I need to get out. Yeah. The boys just said, get to the parking garage. We'll battle with these guys. You guys get safe. We'll meet you there. She wasn't in that vent for more than 10 minutes. And she's like, they need my help. They need me.
So like
no,
chill.
Oh my God.
And then after they walk out, it's awesome. I mean, they all look at like so ridiculous and like, do you even know how to use this? I'm pretty sure one of the guys says like, oh, I saw Dirty Harry like 27 times. and then they have a shootout with the robot. This robot comes out. The robot's shooting lasers at them. All three of them are shooting the worst shots. It's like that Star Wars movie, like with those. I'm gonna butcher
all
the name
of the Star Wars movies. All the stormtroopers.
Thank you. I was gonna say I don't want to say something offensive to the Star Wars people, but like all the stormtrooper war people that just like can't hit anyone. This is the worst shootout you'll ever see in your life. But eventually, thank God, they throw the propane tank. They shoot the propane tank, and the girls get out right there. And of course, the guys get more propane tanks, and now all of a sudden the girls are like loading up and making weapons. They're like making those like Molotov cocktails of like gasoline things. So then the robot's back. The robot is chasing the girls. They are throwing their gas bombs. The lasers are shooting. They are all running, and poor Susie. Susie falls with her gas bomb, and the thing shoots with the laser, shoots her gasoline bomb, and poor Susie just as the guys arrive, she is lit on fire, and she burns to death in front of everyone. What do you got, Sean? Looks like you want to say something.
Worst death of this entire movie. I don't mean like visually or anything like this. Like of all the deaths that happen, you get shot, you get electrocuted, you get your head blown off, everything. This poor girl gets lit on fire, and instead of being put out of her misery right after that by the robot, this thing fucking watches her burn.
No, that was rough. Like out of all, that was terrible.
I'm so mad that like it didn't like run her over or something like that. Like have a crush scene where it's like running over it with a tank.
Yeah.
Or just finish her off like he does everyone else and slit the throat or something.
No, I actually felt bad for her. Like she literally burned to death in front of everyone.
It's terrible.
But then once again, we got an epic chase scene. The robot one is obviously back. And then, as Sean was talking about earlier, so the robots end up like taking an elevator, and the guy rigs it up there with a propane tank on top of the elevator. And like the guys, they can't shoot for shit. They're the worst shots ever. So Allison actually shoots the propane tank that they put on top of the elevator. Boom! Explosion, takes it out. Thing goes down, crash. Let's go. Robot one done. Thanks to Allison. Finally, someone can take a shot.
My dad's a Marine.
Yeah, oh yeah. It says my dad's a Marine. So then we're all running again. Now we got to make a new plan. They're running. I think, unfortunately, I believe this is when Greg gets randomly thrown off the.
Yeah,
falls
he
off.
like loses his mind, and he as he's like reloading, he's like, "These things aren't taking me out," and he's blaming everyone for Susie's
Yeah.
death, and he takes off fucking sprinting.
Yeah, he like loses his mind, runs up to the second floor, and of course, as we know, each one has a floor. So Robot 2 basically just throws him off the floor. So now we're down to 4 people left, and they're running. They get holed up. They need to make a new plan, and they're talking about, oh, there's a third floor computer room. Like, let's trash that fucker. Direct quote. And they're panicked. And this is the next scene is this is my favorite quote in almost horror movie history. As they're making this plan and everything, and Linda is panicking, and they asked her, they're like, are you okay? And this is what she says. She's like, I guess I'm just not used to being chased in the middle of the night by a bunch of killer robots. I mean, is that not the most 80s, like, ridiculous? Like, that is the greatest quote ever.
Oh my God. When she said that, I was like, neither are we.
Yeah. Right?
No one is.
Yeah, no one is. Like, oh shit, like that doesn't happen to you every single Saturday night? Because I always spend my time in a mall getting chased by killer robots in the middle of the night.
Right?
But all right. So right as that's happening, the robots cut open the door with lasers. So they're like, oh shit, you know what? We gotta give them some target practice. So they pretty badass actually set up mannequins to confuse them. And then once again, we get a ridiculous shootout. This robot is blasting. You see the mannequins explosion. Of course, they're like right in the line of the mannequin, so they're shooting at the same time. I believe Linda gets hit right here. This is when Linda gets shot, and they actually do shoot one of the robots, but now the robot is like spinning in circles. And Rick decides to go jump in like the janitor cart. Is that what you want to call that thing? He jumped in like the janitor cart.
It was like a little golf cart for the mall.
Yeah, a little mall golf cart, and the thing shoots that, and he actually ends up getting electrocuted. Short circuits that. He gets electrocuted at the same time the robot's getting electrocuted too. So the robot explodes, but unfortunately now we lose Rick and Linda. And like Sean talked about earlier, like the body count, how this stuff is rising. I mean, this movie is going fast. These things are killing so many people.
Can we talk about Linda's death real quick?
Yeah, let's talk about Linda's death.
She deserved it.
Why do you say that?
You're running away and you stop and you stand still wide open for any kind of shot and start screaming at your husband, watch out, look out, he's gonna get you. Like, fucking move.
No, that
Keep
was
going.
so stupid. That was so stupid. They just literally set up the mannequins to distract them. And like you said, she runs out. And like you said, she stops. She's wide open in the mall and not even like moving. She stops and is like points slowly and
Shoot
screams.
me!
Like,
I'm right here.
It's just right there. So the thing just like, it was like not even an eventful death. Out of all the deaths, they just like shoot her randomly, like hits her in the stomach and she just dies.
And then this fucking robot is on the fritz. It's spinning out of control. You can tell it's ready to short circuit at any second. And what does Homeboy do? Commit suicide. You cannot tell me that was not death by robot.
Oh yeah. No, that was
he got on that golf cart knowing that when he charged it, it was probably going to kill him too, because the thing is literally fucking sparking head to toe.
It is sparking.
You can take our mall, but you can't take our freedom.
Yeah, no, those two deaths were so stupid. It was so pointless.
I think had they been better executed, all for it. But just her like, shoot me, please.
I think they literally are just like, oh shit, we got to kill 2 more people real fast to get just down to the final 2.
It's almost done.
Yeah, like, oh crap, we got to move fast. Just shoot her in the stomach real fast and have him jump on the golf cart. And
like maybe she, as they're running away, she stops and turns around and tells him to like, let's go, hurry up or something. And as she turns around, she's shot instantly. Like, great shot, dude. You got 1 out of 487. But that doesn't even happen. She waves it and like waits. It felt like 15 seconds of her just like screaming his name and standing out in the open. And then when he gets killed, I'm okay with death by robot because that's my wife. You just murdered her. I'm going to go down in the blaze of glory. I'm going to make sure you're dead, even if it costs me my life. Yeah. Because now I could give 2 fucks about continuing my life because you're not in. I get it. I get it. But make these deaths better.
Yeah, those 2 were kind of weak, but right away, I mean, talk about pacing. We're down to 1 killbot versus Ferdy and Allison already. So Ferdy and Allison are on the run, and I forget which one of them, but of course they had the great idea, like, we should split up. Makes perfect sense. So they split up, couple minutes into this splitting up, Allison already gets cornered. Ferdy hears it, so Ferdy runs over. Ferdy's shooting the thing, obviously doesn't do much about it. He runs out of bullets. I'm pretty sure he actually takes his gun, throws the gun at this thing, just hits R2-D2 in the head and falls off. And then he grabs the fire extinguisher, throws the fire extinguisher at it, and this freaking killbot just picks the fire extinguisher back up and like whips it out.
One-handed it.
One-handed it, like throws it at him. It hits him in like the stomach, and he falls backwards and smashes his head and busts his head and looks like he's dead now. Like, what the hell is even happening? And then
Ferdy has a revolver.
Yeah.
Revolvers need to be manually reloaded for each bullet you expend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is an 80s movie above all 80s movies because I never once see him load it or reload it. So I'm assuming that when you run out of ammo, you just aim off screen and pull the trigger and then set it back.
Yeah.
And
Like
then
a
he
Rambo
throws
movie.
it.
Like an arcade game. He
He literally throws it. He just chucks the gun at it. And then he gets taken out by a fire extinguisher and we just see him
House of
fall
the
and like
Dead.
bust his head.
Now, Justin, you said you heard like the best line of the whole movie was when she was like, I'm not used to getting chased by like cops. So this is Allison's second time of recommending that they split up.
Right?
And Ferdy both times goes, that's a horrible idea. And she goes, what's so bad about it? He goes, do you want a list?
Right?
I love that line.
So there's some great lines in here. And like, oh my God. Yeah. Just following all the slasher stuff. But yeah, you want to split up. And then once again, we get cue the ridiculous 80s movies music. It's so incredible. Allison, once again, is on a chase scene. And she is running, and we get this scene actually freaks me out because I hate spiders, but she runs into a pet store and this thing falls her. And in the pet store, everything's falling over. So you see like mice running around, you see a snake slithering. I'm all cool. I'm fine with snakes, but she is hiding, and we see tarantulas. And this thing is crawling on the floor. It is so giant. It's crawling on her. Like, screw that. I'm out. Luckily, the robot's in there and doesn't really see her, and the robot rolls out. But I want to talk about the spider. Did you guys notice at first the spider looks so terrifying? Like, you can tell, like, that is the realest tarantula. But then it's like on her. You see when she pushes it off, the thing that falls looks so fake. It's like I almost couldn't stop laughing. Like, they show like obviously a side with a real one, but if you look at her when they cut back to her and she like flicks it off, you see like this plastic thing just fall off, and I could not stop laughing at that. I thought that was actually hilarious.
I just want to commend you, Justin, on the growth of this podcast.
What we got?
Because back when we did Haunt, we had to beg you to cover the spider scenes. You completely skipped over them, and this time it was like, I got you.
I gotta confront this. Honestly, I'm trying to grow as a person. I'm actually trying to confront my fears.
Surf your storm, bro.
I'm trying to surf my storm, man. Right here, like I'm trying to move on.
Did you guys like when I first saw this? The bags of dog food. I know it's like AFX or something like that, but I was almost positive this just said any food. Like no brand, no nothing. It was just like, any food.
Any food.
I had to rewind it to make sure. I was like, did I just say any food?
Oh my God.
Hey, you can feed your dog any food. Here's the
any
bag.
food, yeah, whatever. Here you go.
Whatever he wants.
So then when she's running out of here now, we got another awesome chase scene throughout this movie. Another chase scene. She actually at one point she hangs off like the railing so this thing can't see her, and she ends up falling. Luckily, she lands on like a thing that has like a tent on it or whatever, so it cushions her fall. And she's running around. She sees a paint store. She runs into this paint store. She is dumping up the paint. There's all like the paint thinner and all that stuff. She is just dousing this whole entire store. And she's hurt at this point. She's hurt from the fall. She's pretty much crawling away. And then we see the killbot rolling in. Killbot goes in, and we see an epic shot of her sparking that flare. She throws the flare in there. And what does she say? She says, "Have a nice day." She throws that one-liner right back in their face. Let's go, Allison. We sorry.
100%.
Let's go.
Let's go. We
dude, I was trying.
Are you okay? Let's go.
Dude, I'm just so excited.
I was so excited too. She hits it with that incredible one-liner. What a final girl we got on Allison. And then as she's walking away, we hear, "Hey," and we look up. It's Ferdy. Pretty sure he's like his head bandaged or whatever. He's like, "Hey," like he's alive.
No, he's got Scots behind his head. He's got some Charmin double.
Yeah, he's
nice
got some
shot
stuff on his head, and he's alive. We get an epic hug. The end. Shopping mall over. Whoa, let's go.
Dude, after she said that line of like, "Have a nice day," the echo behind it was so 80s, and it's been driving me nuts. I'm pretty sure it's the safety dance. You know that song?
Bro,
Oh,
yeah.
of course. Oh God. Don't
When
get it
when
stuck in
the
my head.
chick starts spelling out the word, and it's like S S S.
Yes,
Hey,
yes, yes.
Hey, hey,
That's all I could think about. It was like, can this song please kick on and just end the movie with the same? We can dance if you want to.
I would have, if they ended in that, I would have
leave
absolutely
their
loved
friends
that so much.
behind.
That would have been so
Dude.
incredible.
Missed opportunities.
All right, who wants to rate this first? Waterboy, hit us up. What did you think about the movie? Give us a quick breakdown, and could you give us a rating, please?
Definitely. Once again, I love this movie. I know that I've seen it, and this just opened up like a secret little thing that I never even knew that I'd seen this movie before. But I love everything about this. It's funny. It's just pure 80s, which I love. I'm gonna give this an 8.5 out of 10.
Let's go.
Amazing.
Sean, what do you got?
I fucking love everything about this movie, dude. Like this is one of the reasons why Justin loves everything to do with the 80s, dude. This is so much fun to watch that I'm right now I'm sitting here, my official score, I'm gonna try and mimic what I think Justin's gonna rate this, and that's an 8.7.
All right. You really think I wrote 8.7 down?
Yeah.
I wonder if I can show my paper. Hold on. Give it a second. Can you see that?
Is this 8.7?
8.7.
Let's go! What? Go!
We can become best friends. How?
Yep.
Like, are you kidding me right now?
Yes.
You can see this.
Yes.
I'm holding up my notebook. 8.7. Are you kidding me?
Let's go!
I'll even talk about why quickly. Like, this is an 8.7 on just the funnel-meter of how enjoyable this movie is, and how Sean even talked about how earlier he said he saw it 4 times in the last day. This is such an incredible rewatch. It is so much fun. It flies fast. Like, it's like an hour and 16, hour and 17 minutes, so it flies by. And at that point, you have funny stuff in it. It's just awesome 80s music, and the kill count's actually really good. I mean, this thing kills like a ton of people. Super cheesy. So it's just one of the reasons I love 80s horror, and that's why I got that. Who wants to kick it off with some fun facts?
I don't have fun facts, but I have one more thing I want to say.
Okay.
You know how we've done like some older movies, and like usually we finish it and I'm like, I really want to see this remade, but like more modern.
Yeah.
Like when we did Brain Scan, I was like, I would love to see it made with like modern, like VR and like PlayStation and all that stuff, with the Oculus and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I desperately need this movie to be made in 2024 or 2025 when the WGA comes off a strike and all that stuff, and leave it in the 80s. Don't update a fucking thing about this. I want another 90 minutes of just pure, Johnny Five and Alpha have spontaneous, murderous, robotic babies that just destroy them all, set in the 80s again. I need this movie to be just remastered, remade, redone. And I actually think I'm drawing a blank on the name. I was looking through the fun facts, and I'm drawing a blank. It's what director wants to remake this.
What, a different director now, or the same director?
Yeah, no, a different director wants to redo this.
I almost
while you go.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say something. I almost don't want it to be remade. I get all those points. I just think I don't know. I think this movie belongs in a time capsule. It does. It just captures everything so good.
And that's what makes it so awesome.
And don't get me wrong. Like, I used to be the person that hates remakes like so much. I've come around because it's almost, you just have to, because every single movie now is rebooted, remade. You lose track of all that shit. So, I mean, I've accepted that. Like, I'm not like one of those people that just now is like, you can't remake it. But I don't know. I almost just don't ever want to see another Chopping Mall unless they made like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I just love this movie so much. I just think it's perfect, and I just don't want it to be touched. What? See,
I don't want like a different storyline or anything. I would love to see what they could do with practical effects nowadays, and then just like I said, just a more modern feel in the 80s, kind of like when we got Fear Street '94. I don't know about you guys, but it scratched that itch for me. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Oh, I love those Fear Street movies. I would love to do those. I absolutely like the.
I mean, it still counts, right? I mean, those are technically movies, although it is like a series that came out.
Those are definitely movies. Yeah, I love the 3 of those. Waterboy, you got any fun facts?
I have one here.
What do you got?
The pet shop where Allison hides from the robots is called Roger's Little Shop of Pets. a reference to Roger Corman's The Little Shop of Horrors.
There you go.
Nice.
So This is a Roger Corman movie. You produced it.
And I just want to say, the title cover of the movie, it gave me it almost looks like the same hand that was on the house.
Right?
Cover. It's the exact same hand almost.
He had a writing credit on House, right? House 5.
One of them. Yeah, I forget which one. I saw one of them in the
I did not know that.
things.
Maybe that is why.
Yeah.
But yeah, people were so confused, because they made it look like a slasher movie. But all right, so this movie had a $800,000 budget. The director, Jim Wynorski, actually voiced the robots. We already burnt the fun fact that I love movies and movies. We already talked about Furry and Allison watched 1957's Attack of the Crab Monsters. And I don't know if you guys know this, but this movie was originally called Killbots. And it was actually released first on that. And it did so terrible. People hated it so much. They actually had to cut 15 minutes off this movie. The movie was 15 minutes longer, and they changed the name to Chopping Mall. And that even confused people because a lot of people thought it was going to be chopping and there's no chopping in it. But I did think that was really cool how it performed so awful under the name Killbots, and they literally cut 15 minutes of it, called it Chopping Mall, and then we got that much fast-paced movie. And I think that's pretty much all I got.
Oh yeah.
Anyone else want to say anything?
I got one. Did you guys know that 3 machines were primarily made up of recycled wheelchairs, bicycles, scooters, just any kind of parts they could find?
That's badass.
Right?
Yeah.
MacGyver.
Yeah, because they are pretty sure. So I'm trying to remember. I don't have this stuff written down, but I'm pretty sure the guy said he wrote this movie in 2 days. They filmed it in only 20 days at the mall. And they had to film it all at night because they were told not to mess up the mall because obviously you said the mall is still in. So they had 20 days at night to film everything. And I'm pretty sure the guy said he wrote it in 3 days.
Yeah.
And I'm also, I forget which I'm pretty sure one of the girls got hired just because the guy thought she was hot and wanted to date her. Was it Kelly or Kerry Maroney? I forget. They hired her just because I forget what the guy was, but he was hoping that he could date her. I don't know if it worked out for him or not, but I think that's all the fun facts I got. Anyone want to kick him off and tell him what? Oh, Sean, you're still looking something up or something, aren't you?
Yeah. I thought I stumbled across something, so I was pulling it up on IMDb. Jim Wynorski, I don't murder in his last name. The guy who directed this. Apparently, there is a movie coming out this year. It's only 46 minutes long, so it's a short. Called Killbots. The original title was Murderbot. When a scientist female robot goes on a berserk killing spree, a group of young people fight for their lives while the mad scientists who created her try to stop the slaughter. So maybe he's trying to update this, but not in a shopping mall.
That is weird. I saw that too when I was looking at it too, but I was confused too because I did look at that and it said it was 45 minutes. So I'm I didn't quite understand if it was just some random short or something he was making or something.
Yeah, I'd be curious to check it out.
Oh, show.
But, Waterboy, you want to tell us what we're doing next week?
All right. So next week we're going to be watching 2009
another Waterboy movie,
The Thaw. Get ready for that
everyone.
one.
Buckle up, everyone.
Oh my goodness.
All right, I guess let's just get him out of here.
Yeah. All right,
we'll have to do the purge next week.
Get out of here.
Get out of here! I'm Hacky. That's
Scram.
Stabby.
Just Justin. Ah!
Have a nice day.
Have the best day ever.
Have a nice.